What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. It's your boy Calypso, and here we are back after a week away from the tank, from the reef tank, and to tell you guys what exactly happened while I was gone. I gotta tell you guys the setup that I did just to leave my tank behind for I think it was 5 days in total was no bad. It wasn't so bad at all. I think the setup that I did, it did work for those days. I already put everything back where it belongs. And I want to show you guys up close a couple things that happened while I was gone, but nothing major, nothing crazy happened to the tank. Well, where I'd be like, okay, it was not a good idea the way I let everything set out. So I did remove the bucket already and added my container back, but that is gonna be put on back the bucket because it took all those days that I was away, it lasted all those days. So that was good because this one here I gotta refill it every day, and I think I'm not up to that right now. It's better when you have more water volume of anything that you are dosing to the tank or adding to the tank. And I think the bucket setup was a great idea, so I'm gonna continue doing that. I just want to see if I can find a better container, a little bit bigger, something black that it's not gonna show that much against the stand. So I'm gonna also place it there and go from there with that, because that was amazing. I came back and it was still some cold water left in there, so that was good. The other setup that I did, leaving those containers with the 50 mils for every day, it was great. My boy did came on Wednesday to check on the tank. He runs some salinity tests, fed the fish. The salinity test was 8.7, so that was good. That means that whatever I left in those containers was the good amount for my tank to be good for all those days that I was out. So big shout out to John Silva. Big shout out to my siblings here, to Johnny, that he was the one taking care of the tank and adding fish food for the fish. So that's the container right there. He only added flake food, so that was good. So let's dive in. Let's go in closer to the tank and see. Excuse me that this one's not on yet. It will be on like in the next half hour or so. But guys, everything in there did good. Everything is amazing. I didn't get that much growth in those couple days. One that do look a little bit more bulky is my Setosa here. It's kind of throwing little branches everywhere, so that was good to see. Some corals did good while I was out, when others didn't, and they didn't good because it what you call it, because I was out. They didn't do good because of that. They were doing bad since before I left, and one of those was my purple stylo, which I end up coming back and fragging the life out of it. So I end up here putting two pieces that I cut. It's another piece right there. So all I'm trying to do is save the colony. The colony got removed from the middle, so I did change the way I used to put have that there. So that's changed, and then I got a bunch of frags here. Hoping that it's gonna come back, and whatever sickness that coral has, it's gonna go away. The final thing I gotta do is dip this corals and make sure that anything, if it's any infection, any disease, that's gonna go away. Because what it is STN, that what is happening. So the colony was dying from the inside out. So it was the base, it was good, but then in the middle it was dying in some of the branches. So what I did, I managed to cut as many pieces I can from the healthy areas. So hopefully some of those pieces don't have whatever is going on with it, so that way they can be saved, because I do love my purple stylo. And it's something, a sickness with the stylos only, because I also have a blue polyp stylo, which you guys can see right there in the middle. And that frag was here, so half of it also was dead. So I end up fragging it and saving two pieces. So hopefully, I see one in this side that is still dying. So I'm gonna end up removing that one, because STN or RTN is something that once it start happening in the tank, I like a lot of people don't know exactly what causes it, so it's probably an instability in bacteria in the tank that help the corals to stay healthy. So that's probably something I'm gonna do. I'm gonna dip those corals and see what can I do to help those corals to come back around. I love the purple stylo, so it's one coral that I'm. It's not gonna be nice if I lose the whole thing. So, but in the meantime, let's hope that those pieces, some of them, are gonna make it, and we're gonna keep one in the tank. For the most part, everything else, guys, everything else is amazing. One coral they got stung, or basically two corals, but it's the same coral. Is my green slimer. If you guys can see, when I came, this Gonapora was stretched completely. Like it was big, huge, like I would say like a baseball ball, and one of those tentacles, it was reaching to this. At first, I thought it was the this little guy right there, my dwarf angel, but it wasn't it. So I know for a fact that it was one of these tentacles that was latching at it, and cut two good sized pieces in there that got stung. So hopefully now it's just gonna grow over it again and become healthy again. But I know it was the Gani because also this coral here, which is the same thing, a green slimer, it was right there, and some of this polyp stung it right there. So that's I think the only casualties I had here. Other than that, everybody made it fine. The fish here are fine. You guys see the nasal tang, the other fish, the mandarin somewhere in there. And my clownfish also in the quarantine tank made it fine, man. I think for the most part, you guys can share this video. If somebody's going out on an emergency trip, it can help them. How to set something up for their tank if it's fully stocked like this. Or in whatever setup they got. If they, whatever they do daily to maintain that tank, if they just multiply it for those days that they're gonna be out, it's gonna be, it's gonna give you so much peace of mind that the reef is gonna run itself, and you're not gonna have to worry while you was out. And all that time that I was out, I didn't worry one day about the reef. I did wanted to see it. I did call. Well, I didn't call. My girl did call the house to see if the kids were dosing, or Johnny was dosing the stuff, the alkalinity and calcium that I left in those little containers. And I did manage to get a glimpse of the tank, but I didn't want to look at the tank because I didn't want to worry. And like I say, I felt confidence about my setup, so I didn't have to worry about it. I did came, like I say, I removed the purple stylo. I moved some of these gorgonians. I did frag this one again because one branch, it was latching this way again or bending that way, so it's in here. What else I did? And I did a water change. I ran a test, all the tests, alkalinity, phosphates. Yeah, I didn't run calcium, but I did phosphates, nitrates, and alkalinity, and they all were good. They all were good. So that means that whatever I'm doing right now to sustain the system is working. It's working. It's keeping the levels where in acceptable ranges. So nothing to worry about. I do have a new build coming up. I mean, even though this video is not to talk about that, but I do have a new build coming up. In some of the pieces in this tank, I want this tank to be more SPS dominant. So I'm thinking to remove some of the pieces here. One is going to be the Gonapora, the Gorgonians, probably the Duncan, the Anemone, and the Acans. They probably going to end up be moving out of this system to complete the system, be a SPS dominant tank. And we're gonna put it in ReefQ's tank. You guys know ReefQ is my partner in crime, reefing and in life. So she wants to set up a tank for herself, and we're gonna help her do that. So all this coral, the tank is ready. All those corals are gonna go to that tank, so she can enjoy her own tank and she can put stuff that she really wants. She already said that she wants the gorgonians in her tank. So, but one thing she don't know is that I'm gonna give her the Acans for her tank, and I know she's gonna be really happy with that. So, but as you guys can see, man, the tank is doing good. I also moved anemone to the back because it was stinging my Montipora and the other side. But I didn't lose anything at all. All the acros are doing good, all the corals, all the fish. So it was a good setup that I did. One thing that is coming for this tank is an upgrade in light. So I got here my Radion XR15 Pro. So I'm gonna add one for now, and then we're gonna end up adding another one down the line once I remove some of the corals out of here that don't need that much lighting. So I'm removing all these 3 lights here. So we're gonna have 2 Radions here, and enjoying the Radiant family on all these Aswan reefers out there that has amazing tanks. Let me tell you guys, I saw Worldwide Corals SPS dominant tank, the shallow or mangrove reef, and I also saw in person Top Shelf Aquatic and their farm, and it's crazy. It's mind-blowing. It's overwhelming seeing all these corals, especially in Top Shelf Aquatic. The farm is insane. So big shout out to them for bringing a nobody to their facility and give me a tour. Excuse me, give me a tour of their farm. That was great. I wasn't expecting it that they were gonna offer to me to walk through the farm. So I thank them so much. So my commitment now is I gotta order corals from them. I haven't ordered corals from them, so pretty soon we're gonna do that one of these days. And also another tank that blew my mind, and probably for some of you guys is the mangrove tank, but it's not. It's the SPS tank at Worldwide Corals. It's an amazing SPS tank. So big shout out to them also for welcoming them and posting a picture of us in the store and doing all that. So thank you, Worldwide Corals. Thank you, Top Shelf Aquarium. And I cannot leave leaving Reef Orlando. The guy that was there, I forgot his name, so excuse me for that. But the guy in there was great. Helped me a lot answering questions that I had, and it was a place that if I move to Florida is I think it will be, even though I got Worldwide Corals and Top Shelf Aquatic, but I think that place it will be my go-to place to buy corals. I don't know why, it's just the feeling that I got if I move down there. So big shout out to them too for letting me in the store and just just pass around and look at things, because I didn't go in there to buy nothing. So big shout out to them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys found my last video of the trip helpful. And if you guys had any questions, just leave it in the comment section below. Again, those 5 tips are, I think, the best tips for my system. Everybody else do their setup for a trip differently. And one more tip, the guy recommended to me by Reef Girl, it was make sure that all your plugs are pushed in all the way, because accidents can happen. Even though here I don't got nothing exposed where nobody can walk by and knock the plug out, but it's a great tip for you guys to make sure that everything is plugged in right, so that way nothing gets shut off in the tank while you're out or while people are not in the house. So thank you guys for watching. Again, any question, leave it in the comment section below, and I see you guys in the next one. Hasta la próxima. Your boy Calizos out. See you guys.